Hey guys, Loot Wizard here with another video on Gems of War, and in this one I want to share a few Doom weapon explorer teams that I have created, and I use them a lot when I want to farm trait stones really quickly, or when it's a gnome weekend and you find more gnomes and explore. I use these teams a lot to do that really quickly. So I'm going to explain the two teams here really quickly, and then we will go into a few explore battles, and I'll show you how they work. So the first one here I have is using the blue Doom Blade weapon. Now these Doom weapons can only be acquired in the Doom events that occur once a month, and if you missed out on these weapons, just keep your eye out and save your gems, because every month is a new Doom event, and eventually these weapons will come around again. And I do recommend getting them for, I think it's like 450, 500 gems to get them. Let me go over what the weapon does. It deals a certain amount of damage to all enemies, and mine right now is doing 29 damage to all enemies. But it does +1 per tempering level. So right now I have my Doom Blade at 5 tempering level. As you can see at the top there, it has the +5. So it will actually add 5 damage to the 29, which it will do 34 damage to all enemies when I cast it. Then it transforms red gems to Doom Skulls. So the skulls aren't really the main thing that's important. You will kill a few and explore with that, but the damage to all enemies is the important thing here that we want to get boosted. And it is being boosted a little bit because the base damage is 24. I'm getting it boosted a little bit by the class Frostmage that I'm using. Now this can be used. Let me go in here to the quests real quick, or the classes real quick here. The reason why I'm using Frostmage is because it has a bonus to 5 magic when using blue weapons, which our Doom Blade is. So that's why it's 29 damage instead of the 24 damage, because it's being boosted by that. Now, this will work with other blue classes as well. I don't have committed to memory all of the blue classes, but I believe Titan is blue. So that would, yep, Titan is blue. So you could use Titan for this as well. And the other important thing is that it starts with 50% mana. So for the Titan class, you're going to have to trait the third trait on the class for all giants to start with 50% mana for that class to have that. Frostmage, I believe, just has the talent mana source. Let's go double check that really quick. If we go to talents, and yes, it does. At level 20, it does have mana source, so you wouldn't have to farm trait stones to use this class to get to 50% starting mana, and that is very important for the speed of this Explorer team. So there's a few other classes I think that start with blue, like Knight, and I forget, I think there's one more, but I don't think those start with 50% mana, so for this team I would definitely suggest to go Frostmage or Titan. Now, in the second place, I have the troop Hammerhead, and the only reason I have him in here is for the Waterlink trait, which gives a bonus blue mana from blue gem matches. Also, as a secondary use, he does deal damage to an enemy, so there will be times when you're using this team and your Doom Blade does not kill everything, and you don't have skulls that match up, and there's one enemy left, and a lot of times the Hammerhead will be fully charged from the extra blue mana that's generated, and you will be able to kill that last enemy with him. Now, in the third space, I do have the Penguin troop here, and the only reason I have him in here is because when fully traded, all blue allies gain 5 to all stats. So that means that the Doom Blade that I already have boosted to 29 damage will gain an extra 5 damage on top of that, which would be 34, plus we got the tempering level of 5, so we're going to be doing 39 damage to all enemies. Now, the Penguin, though, it isn't necessary, but it does help a little bit with that 5% stats. You do get this Penguin troop through Guild Wars. I think that is the only way that you can acquire him, and I do believe that it is pretty high cost for trading. If I remember correctly, it's like 30 blue trait stones to fully trade him. So this team works best with Penguin, I would say, but you probably can get away without it. Now, the last troop in here, which is absolutely essential for the speed of this Explorer team, is Princess Elspeth. And what she does is create 11 gems of a chosen ally's mana color and kill them. Now, not killing them and summoning a night troop really isn't that important, and that's what she does, but it's not really that important for this. What we really want to use her for is to create 11 gems of a chosen ally's mana. So, it's very important that you have her fully traded, because her last trait has her start battles with full mana. Alright, so that is the rundown of the team. And my second team basically uses the brown mana instead of blue. And so I have a Doom Club instead of the Doom Blade. Now this one, because our current Doom event that we're doing this week is brown. It's not this weapon, it's a different one that gives life to all allies, but you can use the same scroll things that you get from defeating Dooms to upgrade any brown Doom weapon that you have. So that's what I did, was I finished upgrading mine, and I have a 10 tempering level on it. So this brown team that I have here will actually do more damage than my blue team, but not much. It'll only do 5 damage more. But it's the same concept. I have my Doom Blade here at the top with a class that boosts brown mana. And then in the second spot, I have the Ghoul, which does damage and gives you a bonus to brown mana. And then I have the Troglodyte, which does the same thing as Penguin does for the blue mana. It gives all brown allies 5 to stats. And then in the last spot, Princess Elspeth. So I'm going to show a little bit of both of these teams. They're basically the same concept. Now, really quickly, there is a third weapon that does the Doom Skulls, which is red. It's a crossbow. If I go in here really quick and we can take a look at it. This one right here, Doomed Crossbow, it does basically the same thing as the other ones. The only problem that I found with using this one for an Explore team is that I couldn't find a class that starts at 50% mana and also has a 5+ red magic bonus. So that was the main reason why I didn't set up a team for the red weapon. Maybe in the future we'll get a class that will do that. Alright, I've talked long enough. Let's go in and see how these two teams work out. So let's use the blue one first. And of course, you know, if there's any 4 or 5 matches of the color that will fill up your Doom weapon, you should just select those right away. But since I don't have any of those, I'm going to go ahead and cast my princess here. And I usually kill the penguin, or whichever troop there. For the brown, it would be the Troglodyte. And as you can see, my Doom Blade filled up immediately. Now, if we look at the stats, it does say 34 because it's been boosted by the penguin. And it's boosted by the magic for the class. Then the tempering level's added on that, so it'll do 39 damage to all enemies over here. And it will kill pretty much everything except the top troop here, which has 41 health. But the other thing is that it will transform red gems to Doom Skulls, and we do have here at the top a match for that. So one cast of this, it'll eliminate everything, every opponent. So it's pretty fast. I would say that it's not quite as reliable as a Fire Bomb and Sunbird team, because when it fails miserably. And what I mean by that is that sometimes you'll cast Princess Elspeth here, and you won't get any matches for the color that you want. Now, and as you can see here, everything got killed except for the last troop, which has had the highest health of all the enemies, but I have a lot of Doom Skulls on the table. I have 2 matches for that. And if I didn't have any matches for that, I could go ahead and cast Hammerhead here, which would finish him off. So I find that this Explore team is faster than the Sunbird Firebomb team, but like I said, when it fails miserably. And what I do when it fails is you just exit the match, you just retreat really quick, go back in, and then you can just keep going. And it's really fast. It's really, when it works, it works probably the fastest out of any Explorer team I have ever used, simply because when it works really good, you only have basically 2 casts, Princess Elspeth and then your Doom weapon. And if everything goes right, I mean, it's just beautiful. Kills everything. Alright, so that's the blue team. Let's go check out the brown team here. And it's basically the same thing, but just with a different color, different troops in there. Let me go ahead and get that filled up. Now with the brown weapon, instead of turning red gems to Doom Skulls, it's going to change green gems to Doom Skulls, which I do have a match there. It looks like 1 cast will kill everything. And it did. So as you can see, this is really fast. It does require, like I said earlier on, you have to have the Doom Doom weapons to begin with to set up this Explore team. But also trading Elspeth is very important. So there's a little bit of setup here, farming trade stones, getting the Doom weapons, and all of that. So I would say it's probably one of the most expensive Explore teams to set up. But it's, in my opinion, the fastest Explore team that I have seen or used. So there you have it, guys. That's basically the 2 Doom Weapon Explore teams that I've set up. And thanks for watching, as always. And later.